Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Lee Ognanovsky here from the Wolf of Fashion, and today I want to show you my take on a natural daytime look. I want to take you all the way through what products to use with what tools and what I think is necessary for you to have as an everyday product and a everyday tool. So if you want to learn what they are, please keep watching. Okay, so to start off our everyday makeup look, we're going to want to go in making sure that we have cleansed our face properly, made sure we've toned and moisturized. So I use the trio of the cleansing range from the SUKIN, and I've gone in, cleansed my face really well, taken any old makeup off to start off a new day. Then I have gone in with my toning mist and sprayed it all over my face, following it by the facial moisturizer. That ensures that we start off with a perfect base, that when we put our toner on, it's just going to make it look even more flawless than what it would have if we hadn't gotten rid of all of the old crap that was on there to begin with. So that only makes our makeup look great, but it makes it last longer too. So for an everyday makeup look, I like to start off by cleansing my face, which we have already done. Then we want to go in and choose a primer that is suited to what we are using today. Now, if you are somebody who doesn't really know too much about what products are what, you want to make sure that you have a primer. Then I want to have something that's making your makeup stay on all day and make it look like skin-like. When we are going in to test out what primers and foundations suited to us, we need to really look at what skin type we have. Now, I have dry, oily T-section, but typically dehydrated skin. So I always look for products that I know are going to benefit me in those areas. I'm not going to go pick up something that is a mattifying, primer or foundation, purely because once I do that, my face is going to look like it's about to crack. It's that dry because it's already dry to begin with. So when you're going in store, if you are unsure, make sure you ask somebody, especially the ladies who work there. They're very helpful and they will be able to direct you into which product would be suited best for you. So today I'm going to start off with my Lasting Finish primer from RIMMEL. This is going to be great just for an everyday skin prepping situation. So that will help. Oh, it actually says on here that it increases foundation wear for up to 8 hours. Now this is perfect if you're wanting to have this makeup for a work day. It doesn't have to last all day, but at least if it stays nice, that's what we want. So we want to make sure that we have about this much. I don't want it to seem like I'm speaking to you like you don't know what you're doing, but I just thought for beginners who don't really know all these steps that can benefit them in certain ways, I just thought that maybe that might be good for them. Making sure we get all those little stupid pores, friggin' hate them. So keeping in mind, this is what I call my everyday look. I am aware that some people might find that it is a lot of makeup to wear. You do not have to have every single layer of this. This is just a good general light, natural looking makeup. Can be worn to work, that can be worn during the day, that's not too heavy, too glam, just super natural, super feminine. This is one of my go-to makeup looks, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm going to go in with my Rimmel Match Perfecting Foundation in the shade 203 True Beige. I love this one for a daytime wear. I find that the look of the foundation is very skin-like. I don't feel like it's too thick. I don't feel like I have too much makeup on. It just sits perfectly on my skin, and for the daytime I love it. So this is definitely a new go-to of mine. So yes, I do wear this as a daily. Also as well, what I can recommend to you as a tool is definitely if you can get your hands on a beauty blender, that would be fabulous. For those who want a quick makeup look throughout the day, it definitely cuts down time looking for different products. I can use this for my foundation, for my concealer, and for my powder, so that cuts out quite a few tools. It also cuts down the cost of what the things that I need to buy, and I find that if you're wanting something more of a natural look, this over a brush definitely takes the cake. So I like to go in with my foundation and just kind of spread it over my face. I just find that it blends in a lot better. I don't like to do my foundation too thick either. I like it to still look like my natural pores and the way that my skin sits is still peeping through. I think that that's the key for a daytime look, Anything that just kind of is a bit too thick, it's just way too dramatic. So I think that that's the key. I typically only do one layer of, you know, my foundation when it comes to a daytime look. I don't like it to be too intense. I still want to look like me, you know. And I mean, as much as I really love a glam look, I like to be a bit more natural sometimes, believe it or not. I think my old age is showing. Next, I want to take my Fit Me concealer. This is a great concealer for a daytime use. It is very light. It's not too intense. It's not too bright. It's not too light, unless of course you wanted to. I usually like to do under my eyes because I do get dark circles under them quite a lot. And I just feel like it just, I don't know about you, but I don't sleep very well. I'm a bit of an insomniac. Sometimes it's a little bit better than others, and then other times I just feel like I've had like 2 hours sleep and it sucks. So I do find that I get a bit heavy-handed, especially like with the concealer, because I do get dark circles under my eyes and I freaking hate them. So I mean, you guys can take it easy on that if that's not really necessary, but I find just having like the high points of your face just brightened and lightened, it does wake you up. It does make you seem more awake and seem more alert. And that's what we want. We want to look like we're nice and fresh and ready for the day. Again, taking our damp beauty blender. This is the second use, which is fantastic. So obviously, again, definitely recommend. So taking the pointy side, I like to go in and just kind of ever so lightly just blend that area in. And already, see how you can see that that under eye area is already making me seem like I'm more awake. Even though, for example, last night I didn't go to bed until 1 a.m. So I was awake until then. And you can already see that my face looks a little bit more brighter and a little bit more lighter without having it to be super highlighted, because that's a bit too much. But like I said, you guys don't have to do that. You guys don't have to do it that bright, but this is my day-to-day makeup look and this is what I do. Now, how I like to set my concealer, I like to use my Mercier translucent powder. Any translucent powder that you can pick up. I think Face of Australia also has one. I have not tried it, so don't hold me to it, but anything that is loose is perfect for this type of look. You just go in and just lightly with the same end. So now this is the third time we've used this sponge all on the one look. Just lightly grab your powder and just kind of tap it off. And I just like to just lightly set those under eye areas just to make sure that they don't crack and they don't move. Now, if you are going to do concealer, I would highly recommend you to set these under eye areas, because I just feel like sometimes when you don't, if you do have any type of fine line or wrinkle or oily skin, it just moves, and by halfway through the day you'll find that your whole face will have completely separated, and that's not what you want. You want to be able to make sure that once you leave your house in the day, it's not going to go anywhere. And to secure the rest of the face, I like to go in with a pressed powder. The brush that I like to use is the Morphe fluffy brush. So you can have anything that is just fluffy like this. It is quite a dense brush, but it also is not that thick that you can't sort of, I don't know, get in there. Then I like to go in with my MAC pressed powder in the Studio Fix. I use the shade C4. I like to just lightly go in and just sort of press in those areas. I don't go too heavy because I don't like to have a matte look, but I don't like also my makeup to move around. So definitely make sure you set any foundation or any concealer that you have put on. It just ensures that it does not go anywhere throughout the day. When it comes to my day-to-day makeup looks, I like things to be simple and easy and not too much fuss. I don't have time in the morning to fiddle around and do a full-on wing eyeliner and all this sort of jazz. I like to be very fresh, very natural, and very subtle. So when I recently did my Priceline haul, you would have noticed that I mentioned the Kate Moss collection from Rimmel, and I have it in the contour palette. This has been an absolute lifesaver for me in the mornings, or if I'm staying somewhere and don't have everything with me. I would highly recommend you to grab this as a day-to-day look. It comes with 3 different colors. Like, obviously it is a contour palette, so you have your highlighter shade, your contour shade, and your blush. But all 3 of these tones are not that intense that you really have anything to be concerned about. So what I like to do is I love to use the highlighter, I love to use the bronzer just to cut my cheeks a little bit, and I usually just go in with a mixture of the contour and the blush shade into my crease line of my eyes, just to sort of make them pop a little bit. Nothing too dramatic, like we don't want to actually look like we're wearing a full face of eyeshadow, but I just think that for the compact of these 3, it's so good. So with this sort of look, I like to go in, I like to take my MAC 217 fluffy brush. I'll usually kind of just mix the 2 shades and just tap off any excess. I'll then go in to my crease and just lightly buff my crease. Nothing crazy, just light pressure. And it is a corally bronzy sort of tone. See how it just sort of, it's nothing dramatic, but it's just light. It just kind of gives that socket a little bit of definition. If you're not into the pinky sort of tones, you can definitely go in with just the contour shade. It is beautiful on its own, but I just wanted to show you how I mix the 2 and what you get from it. It is just so gorgeous. So I usually would just take it just ever so lightly in my crease and just kind of blend it in until I make sure that it is seamless. And then I'll go on to the other eye. If there is any eyeshadow brush that I would most recommend for you guys to have, it is perfect for any type of look, it is the 217 MAC brush. It is fabulous, like it's so good. I use it every single day. I use it for every single look that I do, but also like if you are wanting a good sort of brush, it is fantastic. Must in your kit is to make sure that you have a fluffy brush so that you can go into that socket area and make sure that it is blended nicely. Then with the lower lash line, I'll just grab just the contour because I just want it to create like some sort of like a little bit of a shadow, and then I'll just lightly sort of buff that in underneath. I don't like sometimes when it's got color under there when I'm doing like a really nudie natural look. I just want it to look like it kind of deepens up my eyelashes a little, as you can probably kind of tell, because like I've said a million times, this is a natural everyday eye makeup look. I don't want it to look like a crazy town mess. I just want to look like me, but just a little bit amped up, which is what I think most girls like. And sometimes I feel like there aren't enough of these videos out there because, you know, it's all about the glamour these days and not everybody's into that. And you know what? Those girls who aren't into that, I respect you. Like, it can be quite overwhelming and sometimes I'm just like, oh, shut up. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I like talking to girls who just don't give a shit about it. It's kind of refreshing, actually. So then once we have our lower lash line done, I don't know if you can actually see now that the eyeshadow is done. See how like where I've put the concealer, it does definitely make those eye areas pop, and my bags do not look nearly half as bad as what they did before. So then while we're still onto this palette, I'm going to take the highlight sort of shade. I'm just going to pop it into the inner tear duct just to sort of open that eye up there as well. You can just use your finger for this, like it doesn't need to, as long as they're washed and clean. And also underneath the eyebrow bone. You don't also have to do it in this order, it's just whatever my hands are grabbing on first, because this is how I usually run when I'm getting ready for work in the morning. Your eyes are done, I like to then go onto my eyebrows. I always keep on hand my Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow brush. This is my Bay product. Like, if I had to pick anything in the world that I was obsessed with, this would definitely be it. It makes my eyebrow drawing so much easier and I literally cannot live without it. So since I have bleached my eyebrows, I am now using the MAC eyeshadow in the shade Omega. It is a light ash. It is a light ash taupey type of tone. So I'll usually go in, nothing too outrageous, but I just like to sort of feel the shape that it is and just kind of blend what we've already got going on. I don't, like for a nighttime event, I would probably go and conceal around, but I wouldn't really bother doing it like that. I just like to sort of just fill in any gaps just to make me look like me. The eyebrows are done. I'm going to go in with my favorite mascara. Everybody has their favorite mascara. I do highly recommend the Roller Lash by Benefit, but if you've got yours, you go with it, sister. So I'm just going to go in and really coat down in the root of the lash just to make sure that they pop. And I am not going to go too crazy on the ends. I just really want to make sure that at the root they're just full. So I'll lightly do one coat on each eye just to make sure. Another tip that I'd like to recommend to you guys is to get your hands on a white pencil. It opens your eyes out and you just put it on your lower lash line and it just sort of makes you look more awake. Then with the same palette, we're going to take our contour slash blush brush. I like to make sure that this one is a little bit more of an angled flat sort of brush. It is good to have something like this, especially when you're wanting to contour your cheekbones or even just sort of warm your face up a little bit with a bronzer. But I just like to lightly tap on either side to kind of dust off the majority of the product and just really lightly go under your cheekbone. It's not so much to carve them out, it's just more to warm your face up and sort of give you that little bit of cheekbone that you're missing once you sort of put your foundation on. Once you start the contour, it's like contour for life. You can't ever do a look without a contour. Like, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but whatevs. Down the nose and under the chin a little bit. See how that just lightly warms that up. And this is just mainly just a pure look just from this palette. So already you can see the difference, which I mean, I think it's quite effective even just from using 3 colors. So yeah, then again, taking the top highlight and just kind of lightly tapping that cheekbone just to kind of give it that little bit of an extra highlight. Like I said, you don't actually have to do all of this, like all of these steps, and just on the cupid's bow and the end of the nose, but I do find that it does make a lot of a difference in a look, especially if it is a daytime look. And all of this is just literally being created from the one palette. So, and then to finish this look, I'm going to take my Melted Sugar Melted lipstick from Too Faced Cosmetics, and I like it because it's a nude, but it has a bit of a gloss. Sometimes during the day, I think that the matte lipsticks are a little bit too much. Okay guys, and there we have it. This is what I call a natural daytime glam glow. It is something very light, it's something very easy. It literally only takes me about 15 minutes in the morning. Like I said in the video, you do not need to use every single product in this video. I just wanted to show you my take on what a daytime makeup look was, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and if you are not already, please make sure you subscribe to my channels. You will get regular updates when I post videos, and all my social media links are down below if you want to come follow me and come past and say hi. But until next time guys, see you, bye.